Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about America First, the whole idea of that. But before I get into that, I'd like to address something that I said a couple videos ago because there are a couple people who misunderstood what I was trying to get across. So I don't think I made myself very clear. The fault is mine, definitely. When I said the thing about selling arms to Israel, I relied on my previous statements in previous videos about my views on war and foreign policy and all that. And I didn't elaborate greatly in the video that I made that comment. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit more here. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit before I get into the America First thing. So my point was that if you have a president who's going to get into this stuff, you have no choice, right? They're going to do it. Then there are two ways that they can do it. Do it like what's happening in Eastern Europe right now, where they just send billions of our dollars, of our taxpayer dollars, over to them. Just give it away. Go ahead. And help them destroy each other that way. Or you can sell it to them. And help them destroy each other that way. What out of those two choices, which one do I choose? I choose to sell it to them. All right? That's just a no-brainer to me. Now, if I were president, we wouldn't be involved at all. There would be no war. This whole thing that getting involved in these foreign conflicts and stuff is completely anti-human. They shouldn't be killing each other. I wouldn't condone or aid them in killing each other in any way if it were up to me. But it's not up to me. So and out of the two completely ridiculous things that they could do, selling them the arms is the most palatable to me. Just giving it to them, just giving them our taxpayer money is that just beyond ridiculous. That's just a money laundering scheme. If they want our help, if they want our armament, if they want our aid in killing each other, then they should pay for it. That's all I was saying. It's ridiculous. I don't condone any of it in any way. They shouldn't be fighting in the first damn place over whatever. Why are these people fighting? Over something Muhammad or Jesus said thousands of years ago, you know what I mean? Or over a strip of land? I mean, seriously, they're killing each other over these reasons. It's all, in my mind, in my personal opinion, it's all ridiculous. I don't condone any of it. No one should die because some head of state, some president or prime minister or something wants 10 more miles of land. Not one person should die of any nationality, race, religion, and nobody should die over that kind of stupid shit. So no, I'm not all on board pro selling arms to other nations. We shouldn't do it at all. We shouldn't be involved in it. Period. But it's the lesser of the two evils. I am completely anti military industrial complex. I am anti pharmaceutical complex. I am anti the big food complex. All of these big, huge corporate complexes, I'm against them. Let's destroy those things instead of destroying each other. Let's destroy these big complexes that are running the world instead of destroying each other. So no, I misspoke myself before, like I'm pro-military industrial complex. Hell no. It's like, I was just saying it like, do you want, if I had a choice to get my right arm cut off or my left pinky, well, I choose my left pinky. Oh, you hate your left pinky. You don't, you're anti-left pinky. No, it's just the lesser of the two evils. I'm not saying that I don't want my left pinky. I'm just saying I want my left arm more. I want my own money. I want us to keep our taxpayer money. I'm tired of them sending it overseas, giving it to these freaking foreign wars. Not only that, our money, our blood, our time, our lives. Let's stop. America first. And that leads us into the topic for this discussion is America first. And I've heard here recently that Trump is talking about putting boots on the ground over there in Gaza. He's talking about sending troops over there and just taking Gaza, taking the Gaza Strip. All right. So if that's true, now he hasn't done it yet. I think he's talked about it. I think it actually has come out of his mouth. I think that he mentioned something about it, about doing that exact thing. Now, I am completely against that right off the bat. No reason for it. So don't confuse the issue if I say something that sounds a different way. No, absolutely not. So boots on the ground over there is just, to me, that's just a bad idea. The problem I have with it right off the bat is that he's not going to be president forever. So what happens when you get a big military force in Gaza over there and some other president comes in and takes over, and what's he going to do with that military force? Or she? What's she going to do with that military force, right? So they might not have the exact same pure motives that Trump does. Number two, that those American soldiers are going to be in harm's way over there. Why? For someone else's conflict? Why do we put American lives in danger for someone else's stupidity? We've been fighting in these foreign wars. Why can't everybody just get along like us in Canada? When's the last time Canada invaded America over a strip of land up there? When's the last time, Canada started rolling tanks down into New York or whatever? Why can't everybody get along like Canada and America? We've been next to each other for hundreds of years now. Not one military conflict between us. Everything gets resolved peacefully. We've had plenty of arguments with Canada. Not once has it come to arms. Nobody's been shot or blown up over it. So I'm just completely against this. And I will say this, I don't know very much about this whole Israel, Palestine, Hamas thing, and I don't, and what I do know, I don't actually know. I just heard. I don't know who created Hamas, what Israel created Hamas, or was it Obama or somebody created Hamas, so for Israel to fight and whatever. I don't know. I'm ignorant. I know about America. And this sending these soldiers and our taxpayer money over to the Gaza Strip is not America first. It's just not. Spending our taxpayer money overseas is not America first. Any of these things that are spending our taxpayer money in these foreign conflicts, I don't get it. If they should not be killing each other. But if they're going to, what business is it of ours? When is the last time, somebody tell me, please, when is the last time some other country rescued America? Pulled our fat out of the fire with, I don't know, $150 billion of foreign aid that they sent over here. Never? Never, ever. No, never. Not once. When's the last time you saw a Brazilian national or a Venezuelan national or a Palestinian national or a whoever, wherever you go, when is the last time you saw them waving an American flag down their streets with protests talking about pro-America and shit? Like they do here, all right? Waving Mexican flags and Venezuelan flags and Colombian flags and shit here and burning our American flag. When's the last time you saw any of that shit happening in another country for America? who is sending them billions of dollars. But those are two different things, because the billions of dollars don't go to help the people, right? The billions of dollars go to get them killed in these foreign wars by their corrupt governments. And that's why they hate America, because we're over there starting wars and funding wars, and they can't have a moment's peace. They can't just have a job and take care of their family, because there are tanks rolling down their streets and there are jet fighters flying over their heads and all this shit. And supporting that, let's just say, let's pick a country. Who's a good friend of ours? Canada. Okay, say Canada's in a war. That we fund this war, right? We extend this war. We prolong this war by funding it. Now, that's not helping the Canadian citizens stay embroiled in this war for decades, and it's not helping the American citizens by spending all our taxpayer money and devaluing our currency by manifesting trillions more of it. It hurts the people of both countries and only enriches the governments of those countries. They're just robbing us. So putting boots on the ground in Gaza is just robbing the taxpayer people. That's all it is. It's not America first. Funding these wars on either side, I don't care which side you're on. And that's one thing everyone should understand about me. I don't care about Gaza and Israel and Hamas and Palestine, whatever the hell the thing is over there. I don't care. You cannot find one person on this planet, literally one person, who cares less than I do. I do not care. I just let them live in peace. Let them live in war. Let them do whatever they do. Whatever they want to do, let them do it. Why do we have to get embroiled in it? Trump keeps saying that we've got plenty of energy here in America. We've got the best energy resources in the whole world. The most energy reserves in the world here in America. We just have to use them. Okay. So we don't need to go trying to get energy anywhere else in the world. So that's not an excuse. What is Palestine or Israel? What are they contributing to the American economy that is so valuable that we have to spend American lives and American taxpayer money on that shit over there? Because they're our allies? Is that it? I'm sick of these allies. Now, the only time we should help our allies is when another Hitler pops up and starts blitzkrieging through other nations and, starts just taking over. If someone isn't rolling tanks into your country, you don't need American help. And then it should be all out full on war. We should be rolling through there with, actually going to help them, not just sending them American taxpayer money. We should actually help them. And that's what we should be doing. We should be pulling back all this international convoluted bullshit, foreign aid and USAID and all this stuff, and pulling all this shit back and rebuilding America. And once we get to a level where we are prosperous and our Social Security exists again, they've spent that. I just watched the thing on that. They just spent that whole pool of Social Security money. They've spent it. All the interest, how much money was in that thing? And it would just be making interest. It would be making just enormous amounts, but they drained it. They just took our money, and now the Social Security that they take out of our checks now, it doesn't go into like a holding pool anymore, like an account. It just goes straight to pay the existing retirees. There's no stopping point anymore. It just goes right into their checking accounts to pay them. So, and I watched like a congressional hearing where a lady was explaining that, and she was explaining how it got drained and what's happening, how Social Security works nowadays with it. There is no Social Security fund. It's just funded directly from the workers now. And that got me thinking about all this stuff. We've got these kind of problems, but we're gonna put billions of dollars over there in Gaza. We're gonna spend billions of dollars over there in Eastern Europe. Why don't we spend billions of dollars here in America? Why can't we just focus on America first? Like you can't say America first and then push America down on the platform there. America's got to be first. And putting boots on the ground in Gaza is not America first. We should not be involved in any of these foreign conflicts at all. And that's all it's been since the Civil War. I don't think we've been in a conflict where America itself was at risk, was threatened. We haven't been in one. All these conflicts have been overseas. We should have awesome, amazing relationships with our allies in Western civilization. Those should be top tier allies. And then you have your allies in other, but I keep hearing that China's a threat, but we're their number one purchaser of their goods. The number one place they export goods is to America. Now, we could, us, me and you, the common person, if we all joined together, we could just cripple the Chinese economy anytime we wanted. Just buckle it up. Just stop buying cheap Chinese shit. But it would take all of us to do it. But we could. And it wouldn't be hard. No, we're not going to buy Chinese shit. But we keep buying all this Chinese shit, and America is telling us that, or the American government is telling us that Chinese is this big threat and everything, but then they're allowing them to export all this technology over here with all this, spyware and backdoor spyware and all this stuff. So there's just so many things we could do that are actually America first, and pull out of all of this overseas stuff. Any of it. I mean, maybe have a few troops at embassies or whatever. And maybe, like up there at Greenland, that base in Greenland, to watch, keep an eye out so we can't be invaded. No submarines can sneak past or whatever. But I would draw everything back, put our troops on our border to help ICE and the Border Patrol and all these other, whoever else is patrolling the border now. I would put American Army Humvees on there to aid them. Land, air, and sea, we would be patrolling our own borders. And all the fentanyl and the human trafficking and shit would come to an end. I would fix Social Security and all this other stuff. There's so much. The list is literally endless. But let's go ahead and send some troops over to Gaza. So I am pro-Trump. Please don't get me wrong. I agree with 99% of the stuff he does. And even if I disagree with it, like the selling arms to Israel thing, at least it's the lesser of the two evils in a lot of times, a lot of ways. But I can't agree with this putting boots on the ground overseas anymore. I don't. Nope. I can't do it. It's wrong. It's not America first. There's no angle, no direction, there's no lens, no way you can present it to me to make me believe it's America first. And that's what I was promised, America first. Make America great again, not Gaza. Not Palestine, not Venezuela, not whoever, America. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate those of you who do that. Thank you very much. If you're interested in Gen X gear, I've got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble, Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, but I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much for those of you who do that. I sincerely appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.